Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program this week. We have our news stories, community bulletin board, and 55 plus news. But first, a social media reminder. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also on Facebook and WERA 96.7 FM. And now on to our first news story for this week. As of Friday morning, November 5th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington increased by 142 for the week, up to 18,766. We at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News will continue to monitor the situation as the cooler months continue. As for vaccinations, as of November 5th, 185,463 Arlingtonians have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. The number having received 2 doses was 169,317. Based upon our best estimate of Arlington's population over the age of 12, the percentage of 212,800 eligible Arlingtonians who are at least partially vaccinated is 87.1%. However, the fully vaccinated percentage is still only 79.5%. However the percentages look, it appears that about 27,000 eligible Arlingtonians remain completely unvaccinated. Once again, it's time for Arlingtonians to prepare their fallen autumn leaves for pickup. Here is the next installment from the county's 2021 collection schedule for the first Zone 4 pass from November 17th to November 20th. Arlington East Falls Church, Arlington Forest, Arlington Heights, Arlington Ridge, Arlingwood, Buckingham, Chain Bridge, Columbia Forest, Dover Crystal, Rivercrest, Riverwood, Yorktown. For the first Zone 5 pass from November 22nd through November 27th, Bellevue Forest, Donaldson Run, Gulf Branch, Country Club Hills, Maywood, Old Glebe, Rock Springs, Williamsburg, Woodmont. There will be no leaf collection on Thanksgiving Day, November 25th. We'll report on the second phases next week. And now on to our next news story for this week. The arrival of fall brings cooler temperatures and less daylight during commuting hours. Everyone wants you to arrive at your destination safely. That's why the Arlington County Police Department and law enforcement agencies throughout the region will participate in the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments Fall Street Smart campaign from November 5th to November 30th. The Street Smart campaign aims to identify and change unsafe behavior patterns amongst motorists, pedestrians, and bicyclists with the goal of reducing the number of traffic-related collisions and injuries on our roadways. Drivers are reminded to slow down and obey the posted speed limit, stop for pedestrians at crosswalks, use caution when passing buses or stopped vehicles, yield to people walking or biking when turning, allow for at least 3 feet when passing bicyclists, avoid using your cell phone and never text while driving. Holding a handheld communication device while driving is illegal in Virginia. Pedestrians are reminded to cross the street at the corner and use marked crosswalks when they are available. Look both ways before crossing the street. See and be seen. Wear light-colored or reflective clothing after dark. Watch for blind spots around trucks and buses. Avoid using devices that distract you, such as cell phones, while you're crossing the street. Shared mobility device operators and bicyclists are reminded to ride in the same direction as traffic, using bike lanes when possible. Use hand signals to communicate your intentions with drivers. Wear a helmet, which is required for all bicycle riders 14 years of age and younger and recommended for all other riders. Keep your eyes on the road and avoid the use of devices that may distract you. Stay visible after dark and in bad weather with light-colored and reflective clothing. Use lights at night when visibility is poor. And now on to our last news story for this week. Virginia State Attorney General-elect Jason S. Mears said he wants a new law to give his office more aggressive authority to step in. He said he wants a bill that would essentially say if the chief law enforcement officer in a jurisdiction, either the chief of police or the sheriff, makes a request because a Commonwealth's attorney is not doing their job, then I'm going to do their job for them. And I'm thinking specifically of some of the so-called social justice Commonwealth's attorneys that have been elected, particularly in Northern Virginia. The effect of this proposed legislation on Arlington's Parisa Didani Tofty remains to be seen. Well, that does it for the news for this week. Now on to our Community Bulletin Board stories.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. Our first event comes through the Arlington County Public Library. It's good for families with children aged 5 to 12. It's called Kids Crafternoon at Columbia Pike Native American Heritage Month Craft. It's a chance for kids to spend the afternoon creating a fun craft that they can take home. Registration is required, and you must register for the total number of people who will be attending, including adults. For COVID-19 safety, all attendees ages 2 and older, regardless of vaccination status, are required to wear a mask while inside all Arlington Public Library facilities. You can call 703-228-5710 for more information, and you can register online via the library website. That's on Thursday, November 18th, from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. in the Drew Room at Columbia Pike Branch Library, 816 South Walter Reed Drive. Next up, free walk-in COVID-19 vaccinations are still available for individuals aged 12 and up at the following locations. Arlington Mill Community Center at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, Monday through Friday from 11 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. Also on Saturday and Sunday from 9 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. And at the Walter Reed Community Center at 2909 16th Street South, Monday through Friday from 11 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. You've probably heard this before, but some people still need to hear it. The vaccines are free, safe, and offer the best protection from COVID-19. Get the facts and then get yourself and your child vaccinated. Bring any form of identification that will confirm your identity, such as utility bills, pay stubs, insurance cards, or a driver's license. As for the specific vaccines being offered, you can get the Moderna or Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson based on availability. For Moderna or Pfizer, individuals will receive instructions at the end of the first dose on how to obtain their second dose. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is a single shot and does not require a second dose. With case numbers in Arlington still increasing and so many people not yet vaccinated, obtaining the vaccination is something we all owe to the rest of our community. Next up, the Friends of the Arlington Public Library Book Club meets every fourth Thursday morning. They welcome new members to join in, reading and discussing current literary fiction, historical fiction, and some nonfiction titles. The selection for November is Dear Edward by Anne Napolitano. It goes like this. One summer morning, 12-year-old Edward Adler, his beloved older brother, his parents, and 183 other passengers board a flight in Newark headed for Los Angeles. Among them are a Wall Street wunderkind, a young woman coming to terms with an unexpected pregnancy, an injured veteran returning from Afghanistan, a business tycoon, and a free-spirited woman running away from her controlling husband. Halfway across the country, the plane crashes. Edward is the sole survivor. Edward's story captures the attention of the nation, but he struggles to find a place in a world without his family. He continues to feel that a part of himself has been left in the sky, forever tied to the plane and all of his fellow passengers. But then he makes an unexpected discovery, one that will lead him to the answers to some of life's most profound questions. When you've lost everything, how do you find the strength to put one foot in front of the other? How do you learn to feel safe again? How do you find meaning in your life? Dear Edward is at once a transcendent coming-of-age story, a multidimensional portrait of an unforgettable cast of characters, and a breathtaking illustration of all the ways a broken heart learns to love again. This book group will meet via Zoom until further notice. Group members will receive the Zoom meeting link by email. You can register online through the library website. That's coming up on Thursday, November 18th from 10:30 a.m. to 12 o'clock noon. This is a virtual event. Also from the library, the Courthouse Book Club meets every third Thursday afternoon. The selection for November is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Here's a summary. When four classmates from a small Massachusetts college move to New York to make their way, they are broke, adrift, and buoyed only by their friendship and ambition. There is kind, handsome Willem, an aspiring actor. J.B., a quick-witted, sometimes cruel, Brooklyn-born painter seeking entry to the art world. Malcolm, a frustrated architect at a prominent firm. And withdrawn, brilliant, enigmatic Jude, who serves as their center of gravity. Over the decades, their relationships deepen and darken, tinged by addiction, success, and pride. Yet their greatest challenge, each comes to realize, is Jude himself. By midlife, a terrifyingly talented litigator, yet an increasingly broken man, his mind and body scarred by an unspeakable childhood and haunted by what he fears is a degree of trauma that he'll not only be unable to overcome, but that will define his life forever. In rich and resplendent prose, Yanagihara has fashioned a tragic and transcendent hymn to brotherly love, a masterful depiction of heartbreak, and a dark examination of the tyranny of memory and the limits of human endurance. This book group will meet via Zoom until further notice. Group members will receive the Zoom meeting link by email. You can register online via the library website. That's on Thursday, November 18th, from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., and this is a virtual event. Our next event is for families with dogs. It's a chance to join in for a nature walk through the park with your canine companion so they can give all four legs a little stretch. Dogs must be well-mannered and remain on a leash at all times. You'll need to register children and adults because children must be accompanied by a registered adult. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's coming up on Saturday, November 20th from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. at Gulf Branch Nature Center, 3608 North Military Road. Finally, in CBB, the public is invited to attend Arlington's naming Centennial and community celebration. Join members of the county board, the county manager, state delegates of the Virginia General Assembly, and community leaders to reflect upon Arlington's diverse history over the past century while looking towards the future. There will be a brief ceremony to dedicate and seal an official Centennial time capsule. Arlington Public Library's Center for Local History will feature several exhibitions from the Arlington Community Archives. The festivities will include celebratory baked goods and a sampling of various art and historic artifacts that will be on display in the lobby and gymnasium. All attendees aged 2 and older, regardless of vaccination status, are required to wear a mask while inside a county facility. When visiting a county facility, the county visitor face covering policy from the Arlington County Government website is in effect. There's a maximum attendance capacity. Due to COVID-19 safety precautions, the maximum attendance number is 100. You can register online via the library website. That's on Friday, November 19th, from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. at Lubber Run Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. For those of you who can't make the event, it will also be live streamed at www.youtube.com/watch?VI=I9HECNX4JVY. That link is also on the library website. For more information on Arlington Centennial and history, you can also go to https://www.arlingtonva.us/government/topics/100-years. And again, that link is on the library website. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. Our first event is called Older Drivers Start Your Engines. It's a chance to join Mike Perrell, retired U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and current Vice Chair of the Fairfax Area Commission on Aging, as he focuses on the myth of the unsafe older driver, how aging might affect driving performance, what drivers can do to stay safe, and how new automobile technologies can help you avoid crashes and reduce injuries. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 911-400-50. That's coming up on Thursday, November 18th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. at Walter Reed Community Center at 2909 16th Street South. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Next up, some tips to make aging and independent living easier. While the term assistive technology can be intimidating, it really means utilizing a tool or a strategy to do things with greater ease, efficiency, or independence. Solutions can be low-tech, such as post-it notes, mid-tech, such as devices which use batteries, or high-tech, which requires some technology training. Join in to learn about a collection of different tools and ideas that seniors of all abilities have found useful. The presenter will be occupational therapist Sarah Pickford, MSOTR/LCBIS. With all those initials after her name, she must know something. You can register online via the library website. But if you need assistance with registration, you can call the Senior Health Department at 703-558-6859 or email seniorhealth@virginiahospitalcenter.com. That's on Friday, November 19th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 noon. Now, this event is recommended for adults age 55 and up, but also for caregivers and other adults over 18. And 55 plus membership is not required. This is a virtual event. Now, our next event would have been Social Ballroom Dance if we had relied on the Parks and Recreation website. But the 55 plus guide shows that event as being canceled. Not only should you not believe everything you read, but these days you might need multiple sources. I reckon the website is still working out some bugs, so you'd probably be better off using the 55 plus guide and maybe calling 703-228-4747 to be on the safe side either way. Next up, the Aurora Hills Book Club meets the fourth Monday of each month. For November, the selection is The Boys in the Boat by Daniel James Brown. It is the improbable, intimate account of how 9 working-class boys from the American West showed the world at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin the meaning of true determination. Their venture seemed unlikely from the start, with a team composed of the sons of loggers, shipyard workers, and farmers. The University of Washington's 8-oar crew team was never expected to defeat the elite teams of the East Coast and Great Britain. Nevertheless, they did, going on to shock the world by defeating the German team rowing for Adolf Hitler. The emotional center of the tale is that of Joe Rance, a teenager without family or prospects who rose not only to regain his self-regard, but also to find a real place for himself in the world. Drawing on the boy's own journals and vivid memories of a once-in-a-lifetime shared dream, author Daniel James Brown has created an unforgettable portrait of an era, a celebration of a remarkable achievement, and a chronicle of one extraordinary young man's personal quest. This is a drop-in event, meaning that no registration or activity number is needed. That's on Monday, November 22nd from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. at Aurora Hills Community Center, 735 18th Street South. You gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Last up, the event is called What's an Auto Harp? Well, the auto harp, or auto chord, is an instrument that is strummed or plucked. It's similar to a zither. If you enjoy music, join 55 plus volunteer Fran Field for an informational session on auto harps. A demonstration will be given and music will be played. But here's a sneak preview of how it sounds. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 911-400-49. That's coming up on Thursday, November 18th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. at LeBaron Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. For this one, you gotta be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Anyway, That's all I got for 55 Plus News.
Finally, visitors to Arlington National Cemetery had the opportunity to both recreate history and make history on Veterans Day. On November 11th, the cemetery held special ceremonies to mark the 100th anniversary of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The public was invited. The cemetery hosted a full honors procession and joint service flyover beginning at 9 o'clock a.m. Troops representing all branches of the military took part. The procession began at the cemetery's main entrance on Memorial Avenue near the Welcome Center. Troops proceeded west to the gates of the cemetery and made their way to the base of the plaza on the east side of the tomb near the Roosevelt Fountain. The anniversary procession was free. No tickets were required, but visitors needed a government-issued ID for access and had to arrive along the parade route no later than 8:45 a.m. The route was ADA accessible and stroller-friendly. Due to COVID-19 protocols, a Presidential Armed Forces wreath-laying ceremony was by invitation only and took place after the procession and flyover. And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.